Kinda Murdery is sponsored by helladoge.com. That's HELLADOGE.com. The only social media website that pays 80% of its profits out to real users in real Dogecoin just for doing what you do anyway. It's a blast on there, guys. Get out of the Facebook game. Get into the crypto game. helladoge.com.
Warning. Kinda Murdery contains adult themes, explicit language, and descriptions of violence. It is not suitable for anyone, and we recommend you stop listening now.
California's rugged and scenic northwestern corner is the beginning of the great Pacific Northwest. A region of untamed and primitive beauty.
Humboldt County Sheriff's Department has now joined efforts with the Arcata Police.
Growers living off the grid. Humboldt County also has the highest rate of missing person cases in the state. Where 60% of marijuana is grown in the United States.
There's a lot of evil here. A lot of evil.
This is Kinda Murdery, and you're entering the Emerald Triangle.
Wow, that was nuts.
Hey everybody, welcome to Kinda Murdery. I'm your host, Zevon Odelberg. I know we took about 6 weeks off there. Thanks for sticking with me. I was in the process of moving, selling a home, looking for another one. I'm living with my family in about a 500 square foot little apartment right now. Things are hectic, and I just didn't quite have the bandwidth to keep putting out content. But I'm back on the wagon and should be putting out stuff going forward. So again, thank you for your patience with me. Thank you for deciding to be here. I'm happy to be here with you. Also, I'm super excited and honored to be the guest on this week's, in fact, today's episode of Hillbilly Horror Stories with Jerry and Tracy Pauly. Very grateful to them. Please go check me out telling a true life happened to me ghost story on Hillbilly Horror Stories, available on all your podcasting platforms. So today's episode of Kinda Murdery is going to be a bit of a fun one. You know, on this Emerald Triangle season we've been doing, I've kind of been going in order, where I'll do a Mendocino County story, then a Trinity County story, then a Humboldt County story, which of course is where I'm from. Well, today I went into the newspaper archives and I searched for Humboldt County and murder, and I found this incredible story about train robbery and jewel thieving and murdering, etc. in Humboldt County. And I got super into it, and I read it, and I started to research, and I got deep in when I suddenly realized, unbeknownst to me, there is a Humboldt County, Nevada. Oops. Yeah, exactly.
You fucked it.
Fuck it is right. So today, we'll be doing a story about Humboldt County, all right, but Humboldt County, Nevada, and the town of Lovelock. That's what happens when you get so sucked into a narrative, you forget to check your facts, huh?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just make them up, fill in the gap.
So that voice you hear on the mic with me is my good friend. You know him, you love him. It's Niall Madden. Hey, Niall, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. Once I reconciled the fact that I was going to be expanding the Emerald Triangle to Nevada today, things really started looking up. So the town of Lovelock.
Emerald Triangle's on the up and up, man. Expanding.
Yeah.
It's growing.
Yeah. It's like when we were in college and you'd get all that dirt weed out of Mexico, the turkey claw that was just like a nasty brown color. Well, now the Emerald Triangle has turned into like the Nevada Desert Square, like nasty turkey claw.
Yeah, man, it's that turkey claw manifest destiny.
Oh man, that's great. The good news is, everybody, we spent a lot of time in the Nevada desert in season 1, and so it is a sandbox we like to play in. So anyhow, Lovelock, Nevada. It's the county seat of Pershing County. It's, a little ways outside of Reno. It's got a prison. It's got a Cold War era gunnery. I mean, look, we're not really here to talk about Lovelock. We are here instead.
It's a pretty cool name, Lovelock. Sounds like leg lock. Like WWF leg lock. Who did the leg lock?
Oh my gosh. Now I'm just picturing the two dudes in like the UFC doing the ground and pound frog hump while you're trying to pretend you're watching like an entertaining sport.
Yeah. Remember we went and saw WWF, we saw like a Monday Night Raw and the fireworks went off inside. I literally thought my eardrum exploded.
Yeah, man. It was SmackDown with like Dave Bautista and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome. The women were very impressive.
Yeah, well, and that was the first time I realized, because I'd always been a naysayer, like, oh, the outcomes are fixed. I realized, like, just what incredible athletes these guys are and just how violent it is.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, some of the guys looked like they had gigantism. Like, they were just so enormous they couldn't really move. The women were flipping around and all that. It was, but when the fireworks would go off, you'd just be like, literally, you could taste like metal.
Oh, no kidding. And by the way, they do beat the ever-loving crap out of each other. Like, I wouldn't survive that ring. I mean, so in that sense, it's definitely not fake. So we're here today to talk about a diamond robbery, a good luck, bad luck diamond robbery, and the murder of a man named Jack Welch following a diamond robbery. So here's the story. In late July 1903, Albert Lindman, 27 years old, leaves his home in Stockton, California, and he hops a train to Tonopah, Nevada.
What year is this?
1903. And it should be mentioned.
Is this a good diamond year, or?
I don't know. Are diamonds kind of like wine, like the year you dig them up?
I don't know. The only thing I know about diamonds I learned from that Adam Sandler movie.
Oh,
I don't even know if it was about diamonds. Uncut Gems.
Right. Yeah. Well, what was the one where he plays his own sister? I forget the name of it.
Jack and Jill?
Yeah, everything I know about gender fluidity I learned from Jack and Jill, but that probably
it's nominated
explains.
for an Oscar this year. We have to retroactively give it an Oscar or else we're just going to burn it down.
Oh my God. I think Al Pacino was in that and was Sandler's love. My goodness. Lowlights, career lowlights for a couple of guys there.
Oh my God. That's like the movie Soul Man. Do you remember this? I don't know if you ever saw it. It's a guy who goes to Harvard in blackface. This is in the 1980s he came out. Yeah.
No, I don't remember that actually.
Oh, well, Soul Man. It's called, yeah.
I really missed
Harvard
out.
Law School, yeah.
He takes advantage of affirmative action, I assume. Is that what's happening?
He takes advantage. Yeah, I mean, he gets a scholarship or something. He pretends to be a black person, and he's literally at school in blackface.
Who's the actor that did that?
Whoever he is just pacing in a robe right now, smoking cigarettes in his living room, waiting, checking the Google feed, his RSS feed, to see if anyone has stumbled upon this.
Oh my God.
This dystopian gem.
That is amazing. Yeah, we're lucky that we went to high school and college when we did, where most of our hijinks get to just be a rumor instead of a life-ruining, immature mistake. Knock on wood, of course. Somehow Downey Jr.'s managed to continue to get away with Tropic Thunder, I guess. So, hey.
Yeah. I guess he did such a good job with that. Yeah, he kind of turned it on its head. But, yeah, we're just lucky that we grew up at a time. I mean, I would have had my dick all over the place, photographed everywhere. Wait, let me tell you something about dick pics. This is a little anecdote. Let me just tell you something.
Sure.
I read this article a couple years ago where they said the exact percentage of primates who wag their dick at each other as a show of force. It's like the exact percentage of men. It's some kind of like exhibitionist display of virility. I have no idea, but it's the exact percentage of men who compulsively send unsolicited dick pics.
So it's in us. Recessive gorilla gene is what you're telling me.
The dick pics are in us.
Oh man,
I don't know. So weird though.
It is. Let's get back to young Albert Lindman.
Okay.
27 years old. He leaves his home in Stockton and hops a train to Tonopah, Nevada. And it should be mentioned that this story is told as part of the confession that he eventually gives. So it's from his point of view. So take what you will with a grain of salt, but this is the tale. He hops a train to Tonopah, and he's on his way.
Tonopah? Tonypah?
Tonopah.
Tony. Mona. Samantha.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, he's on his way to Tonopah. And he gets to Reno, which is 6 or 7 hours from Stockton, depending on the train you take. And he says, by the time I reached Reno, I realized I didn't have enough money for my trip. This is the first time I paused, right? Like, how much is he spending on the train? Like, he got on a train, he rode the train for 6 hours, and then he didn't get off the train. He didn't like jump off at a Neiman Marcus and buy a bunch of crocodile boots. He suddenly goes, well, I was on the train for 6 hours and now I'm out of money.
Yeah, he wanted some walking around money though. He wanted bands.
Exactly. So he hears on the train that they're looking for hay harvesters in Lovelock. So he decides to get off in Lovelock to see if he can get a job harvesting hay. And that's why I'm calling this story The Perils of Going with the Flow. It's a twist on, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So he gets off at Lovelock looking for the hay job, or I should say, he plans to go to Lovelock and harvest hay. He hops on another train to Winnemucca, Nevada, where he meets a guy named J.P. Sevenier, like a Sevenier, Sevenier. They fall in together by chance, and they decide, because they were both originally planning to go to Tonopah, but now they're both kind of out of money, and they decide they're going to go,
Tonopah.
They're going to pitch hay together in Lovelock.
Oh, wow.
That doesn't sound like a euphemism. I don't know what does.
I need that job, pitching hay.
Pitching hay in Lovelock with another man.
Yeah, pitching hay. Shitting in a bucket in an Amazon warehouse parking lot.
Yeah, where there's no affordable housing, so you pitch hay, you shit in buckets, you live in the Amazon warehouse.
You live in the moment.
Every dystopian movie I've ever seen, that dystopia was a whole hell of a fuck lot cooler than it looks like our dystopia is going to be. I mean, even Ready Player One, at least they're all sitting in their own gajillion dollar virtual reality pods, like constantly having the time of their life, right? You're talking about literally squatting in a warehouse, crapping in a pail, and getting lucky if you get to cut grass for a living. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, man. Or you're going to be wearing a headset and laying nude in a dumpster somewhere and thinking you're Kim Kardashian.
Were you flying a drone over my house this weekend? Because that sounds an awful lot like how I spent several hours, but that's creepy. The other day I was out for a walk.
In the metaverse.
Yeah. Who cares if there's garbage on my balls? I'm in the metaverse.
I'm in the fucking metaverse, bro. Do you even meta?
Oh, man. I was out for a walk the other day, and I hear this loud buzzing, and I think, it must be a dragonfly or something, or a horsefly. And I look up, and it's some little fucking drone about the size of a Rolo that somebody's just flying around.
Yeah.
And how is that legal? I don't understand.
Well, they've made rules now. You can't fly them. There's like dead zones. I actually have one. I can barely use the fucking thing. I've only used it a few times, and it's just the wind took it and it fucking flew away. But you're only allowed to use it in some areas. If you like enter airspace, like a small airport airspace, whatever, it cuts the signal.
Oh man, yeah. Wow. These things
it forces it to land back, by your side or something.
Yeah, I feel like these drones are so small now. You could fly it right up a lady's dress, and she might not even know. That's what I'm kind of concerned about.
Yeah, man. Nanotechnology. They're going to be tiny ones. They'll assemble in the air.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Sevenier and
wait, like Chloe Sevenier?
Spelled a little differently than and JP instead of Chloe, but who knows? I mean, they spelled things any way they want. Yeah, they spelled things any way they wanted it at Ellis Island back in the day. They're lying on the platform waiting for a train that's going to take them back to Lovelock to cut the hay. When a train pulls up, I mean, it sounds like they're going to just hobo jump the train, right? So the train pulls up and the Pullman car door is open. Here's where I talk about the unluckiest lucky bastard in the world. Pullman car door is open as the train's pulling up. So Sevigny darts inside looking for anything of value and comes out with a valise. You know what a valise is? I didn't. I had to look it up when I was researching this.
Does it involve a chain and a ball?
Apparently, I know it does sound like a medieval weapon, but apparently it is a suitcase or traveling bag. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe it's a valet, like the human that helps you go places. Anyway, he comes out with a suitcase full of diamonds and money. So basically, a train is slowly rolling past the platform. There's a door open. This dude hops inside and somehow manages to grab a suitcase that turns out to be full of diamonds.
Wait, this is exactly what's happening in East LA right now with all the bums. They're literally just like, every time it drives through, they just run in front of it and rip everything out of it. And they're running out with like urns with people's ashes. They're running out with weapons, jewelry, whatever, you name it. Your fucking PlayStation, it's in their hands.
That is unbelievable. I heard my PlayStation was marooned in the Panama Canal, actually, but
nah, man, it's marooned in East LA.
Did you hear about that Panama Canal thing? I guess I'm just not a curious person, but you know, with all these supply chain issues people have been having, or we've all been having, apparently a lot of it is because a single cargo ship turned sideways in the Panama Canal.
In the Suez Canal.
Sorry, Suez. That is the. Oh no, the Suez Canal's in Egypt, not the Panama Canal. Right.
Right.
The Suez Canal for 7 days, and the
driven
whole
by a woman. The boat. That was
kidding.
The big note. They were like, and
wait, it actually was?
Yeah, they were blaming it on it. It was like a female captain.
I can't believe they dare to mention that. I mean, after that Italian Carnival cruise captain that like jumped overboard and abandoned everybody on a cruise ship full of shit, you know, or the Exxon Valdez spill, all of those were driven by men, but they got to be like a woman. Woman.
And that was like, what, $1 million a day? More than that, right?
Yeah, well, apparently because the whole world uses the Suez Canal to avoid, you know, running into pirates or going around the Horn of Africa, that a lot of these supply chain issues that we're facing is still just the butterfly effect of the Suez Canal being blocked for 7 days.
Right. It's a major artery for the shipping of dildonics through the Suez Canal. And we've got a lot of... we got a surge of dildonic sales in the past 16 months.
Oh my
so it's butterfly effect. A dildonic butterfly effect.
That's incredible. So Niall, you're sitting in this very impressive, almost like wine-colored Lynchian black lodge box. Can we talk about your box for a minute?
Well, this is so I had to build vocal booth, sound treat this whole thing, and I basically built a bunch of walls that are on wheels. I wheeled them against. I pushed them off to the side. I'm in the garage.
You're like wheeled by a woman.
Yeah, wheeled by a woman. So crashed, and fell over, and burned.
All right, so tell us a little bit about this custom box of yours, or soundproof booth. I guess it's a soundproof booth.
It's basically a vocal booth that's on wheels. So I can separate it and move it. I don't have to have like a room within a room, but I can form it around this desk that I work at.
That's awesome. And full disclosure, I mean, I knew it was a vocal booth. I just wanted to say, hey, Niall, tell us about your box.
Yeah, my red box. My fiery red box.
Oh man, were you ever a ginger? Did you blonde out as you got older, but you were never a ginger?
No, no.
You need a T-shirt that says "Never a ginger."
Okay. I was never a ginger cuck.
Because it took me a while to notice this in life, like maybe as long as college, but people who have red hair, by the time they're like 40, they're blonde. There's always a time limit on being a redhead, it seems.
No way.
Yeah. No, that red hair turns blonde if people
I mean, I think you're talking about strawberry strawberry blonde.
No, I've seen some people that I've seen pictures of them young, and they are full on,
But everyone knows you can't take a photo of a ginger because they don't have souls.
Gingers don't have souls, huh? I'll have yours in a minute.
That was a great South Park episode.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yes, it was. So anyhow, let's get back to our story here for the hardcore historians in our listening audience. So, right, he comes out of the train with a suitcase full of diamonds. And and Linman says, well, I immediately gave up on cutting hay. And what's funny about that is he even goes so far as to say, and by the way, this is a confession he gives after some time after having been convicted. He goes, right. I had to give up on cutting hay. Any of you in my position would have done the same. Like, if you think I'm a bastard, just try going to cut hay with a suitcase full of diamonds in your possession. So there's also some Canadian money in the suitcase. Diamonds and Canadian dollars.
Wow. Who the fuck would be cutting hay if you got suitcases of Canadian dollars and diamonds?
Right. Talk about a Schwarzenegger DeVito twins situation, though. On one side of the suitcase, a pile of diamonds. On the other side of the suitcase, Canuck bucks.
There you go.
I'll leave you to figure out which one of those two is DeVito. So anyway, they get into
Danny
town.
DeVito looks like a testicle in tube socks.
A poorly groomed testicle and tube socks. We love you if you're listening, Danny. We love you. They get to Winnemucca and they change those Canadian dollars into, honest to God, American dollars. At which point the sheriff sort of sees these hobos coming out of the bank, having just got off the train. And he just thinks they look suspicious. I mean, he knows everybody in town, and these guys don't look like they have two nickels to rub together, let alone, a reason to go change money in a bank. So he starts following them around, just waiting for them to slip up, like this is Rambo First Blood, and he's going to run them out of town or arrest them. They notice the sheriff is following them. Sheriff Lamb is following them everywhere they go. And they decide they better go cache those diamonds somewhere. And this is cache like C-A-C-H-E. They need to hide the diamonds because if the sheriff finds the diamonds on them, the jig is up. So these guys, they squirrel out into the desert and they, draw a quick map. X marks the spot and they bury their diamonds. Then they hop on another train. I mean, this is just trains. This is like trains, planes, and automobiles, except it's trains, and trains.
With John Candy jacking off next to you in bed. Next to Steve Martin.
I love how quickly that reference sprang to mind for you. It's as though the thought of John Candy jacking off is just always one thought below whatever's actually going through your mind.
Yeah, it's like Beautiful Mind. I don't see math equations. I just see John Candy jacking off in a shared bed in a motel.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And somehow visually in my mind, I get planes, trains, and automobiles confused with See No Evil. So I was picturing a blind Richard Pryor smoking crack. But
that's a good movie.
Yeah. So they get on a westbound train to a place called Mill City. And as soon as they get to Mill City, they take their $13 and they go to the saloon to get wasted. Well, who should they find drinking in the saloon when they walk in, almost as though he saw what train they hopped on, but Sheriff Lamb, who immediately, and I love this, he immediately pulls a gun on them, orders them to put their hands up, and he strip searches them right there in the bar on the spot. They walk in to get a drink. Guy hops up from the bar and is like, "Get naked, buckos."
I didn't know it was going to be that kind of party. Where was this? Milltown? Fucktown? Where was it?
Mill City, an early
Mill
precursor.
City, fuck city. Get naked.
Michael J. Fox is about to show up in a DeLorean wearing nothing but high tops. Yeah. I guess that was that Mill Valley? Anyway, so he doesn't find the diamonds because these rocket scientists have already hidden them in the desert.
I was going to say, it was, what a great time to be alive. It was so easy to commit a crime back then and get away with it. But literally the exact same story is happening right now.
Oh my God.
in East LA. No one gets in trouble for anything.
Things just like this are happening now in East LA.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like the great train robberies of East LA. It literally seems like it's this easy. It's just you just walk in and you just take what you want and no one gets in trouble and everyone's just like, check your privilege. Okay. Just think of all the dildonics that are not making its way to the home that they had their hearts set on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Newly adopted dildonics.
Expound on dildonics for me a little bit. What are we talking about here? Just electronic dildos? That's what I'm assuming.
Dildonics it's the future. Okay, we're talking haptic feedback. We're talking interconnectivity. We're talking about surfing the information highway with our privates.
Remember when you had to pay extra to get like the Rumble pack on the Super Nintendo controller or the N64 controller? You're talking about dildos with Rumble balls is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right, good. So they manage to escape the sheriff because they don't have the diamonds, find some train that he doesn't see them get on, go back to Winnemucca, out to the desert, and they dig up their diamonds. Then they head back to Mill City yet again, somehow avoiding the sheriff, where they meet up with a man named Gorman, who's good friends with Sevigny. Gorman has two things with him. He has a gun, and he has a 16-year-old boy named Roberts. Sevigny.
Okay, why? Yeah. Why does he have a 16-yerold boy? Is he a sex trafficker?
That's not a question I endeavored to answer. I just know that his companion was a young man who later was revealed to be under the age of 17. So I sort of simplified the tale and just called him a 16-year-old boy, although I'm not sure. It's unclear whether anyone knew he was that young at the moment.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
Sevigny says, I want to sell these diamonds and go buy a gun. And you, Lindman, you should do the same. Lindman's like, I don't know. I've never owned a gun. I'm a little worried about it. But he acquiesces. They sell a couple diamond rings and they go buy a couple of revolvers. 30.
Yeah, how expensive are these guns?
I don't know.
A diamond for a gun?
Well, how cheap are diamonds? How cheap is gold and diamonds back? I remember when I was a kid,
I don't own a gun or a diamond, so I'm literally not qualified to answer any of these things. These are just esoteric concepts to me. I will never own either of them, probably.
I love
I've been priced out of the market.
I love that you own neither. So in your mind, you're like, well, yeah, diamonds, those are $500,000 a piece, and guns are pushing $1 million these days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're both in demand. I don't know.
All right, so they get guns, and then they spend a few days on a bender, which I think we can probably all identify with. Like, they basically spend 3 days just pissing their money down a toilet hole, drinking in bars.
Now, these are things and facts I can understand and relate to.
Sure, until they've spent enough money that they think they might need to get some more. So perhaps
more diamonds,
right? Yeah, that's the thing. Perhaps when Lindman said that the suitcase was full of diamonds, I get the feeling that he had also never owned a diamond, and perhaps like 2 diamond wedding rings registered as full of diamonds to him because they managed to drink this money away pretty quickly. So spend a few days drunk, then they hop on an eastbound train, and 6 miles into the ride, supposedly unbeknownst to Lindman or anyone else, Gorman throws a redneck COVID mask on his face, meaning like a bandana.
Train robber.
Pulls out his gun, starts marching to the back of the train. And everybody else is like, well, I guess, our buddy's about to go commit some violent robberies. We should probably do the same. This is the dangers of just going with the flow, right? The unluckiest lucky diamond thieves. So, yeah. So they head to the back in the eastbound train and just start, robbing whoever they come across, taking watches, taking money, until they get to a guy just riding the train named Jack Welch. Thing about Jack Welch is this, and I don't mean to be victim blaming here, but there are certain situations where you don't necessarily want to ask for, beg for, or emphatically request something. You just kind of want to stay off the radar. But that's not...
Keep a low profile, as it were.
Exactly, low pro. Low pro with the GoPro. That's not That's not the strategy Jack Welch takes. He basically falls on his knees when he sees these masked gunmen who up till now haven't threatened him. Maybe they tried. Oh, you know what they did though? They robbed him of his silk shirt. He was wearing a silk shirt. And they were like, "Hey there, dandy boy, that looks like an expensive blouse."
Does it come in men's?
So at this point, he falls to his knees and just starts piteously weeping and begging for his life. "Please don't kill me, please," just making a scene until finally Gorman literally goes, "Oh, for God's sake, take this," and like empties his revolver into Welch. Wow. Yeah, I don't think they had any intention of shooting him. They didn't shoot anyone else they robbed. But I think this, murderous psychopath Gorman just got so sick of listening to the guy beg for his life that he just killed him.
Beg for his silk shirt back.
Right. He's like, "Well, you seem so convinced you're going to die. I need to justify that belief by killing you." It's not funny, I guess. It's just sad and ironic or something like that. Welch doesn't die immediately. He survives long enough to be taken to the hospital. In the meantime, a sheriff's deputy on the train has managed to arrest these four
cocksuckers,
these four train robbing geniuses. And so they're actually brought to Welch's hospital room for an impromptu live lineup.
Okay.
And supposedly all three of them stand very still, except for Roberts, the 16-year-old boy, who leans over and gets his face really close to Welch as Welch lies in the bed. And Welch says, "That's the one who shot me." And he fingers Roberts as the guy who pulled the trigger. In the eventual confessions of all four...
He just fingered him.
Yeah, he just fingered him. That's what Gorman was up to back in Mill City.
Yeah, it's all just a plot to get the silk shirt man to finger the other guy.
Yeah. So they all later say that Roberts was essentially the only innocent one of them. They were all ex-cons, and they all had committed violence of one kind or another, and Roberts was just kind of along for the ride, and yet he got identified as the actual shooter. So because Welch lives long enough to identify his assailants, they are all convicted and sent to Carson Prison and sentenced to hang.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that escalated.
It sure did.
Quickly.
It sure did.
Because literally, if that happened right now, they would not have bail.
Yeah, the police couldn't even give them a ticket.
Yeah, they would literally be escorting them to the $750,000 tax-paid dorm room or whatever it is that we're building them.
Yeah. So they all go to prison, right? And we find out at this point that the three of them, except for the young boy, are all lifelong cons. In fact, Gorman had done 2 bids in Walla Walla Prison in Oregon for armed robbery. Walla Walla, Washington. And at one point, he had buried guns and morphine in the prison yard to help facilitate the escape of some other inmates. I'm not exactly sure how morphine facilitates an escape, unless they're going to, I guess, shoot it into a guard's neck.
I don't know. Maybe where it's just, shoot this up, close your eyes, and imagine you've escaped from jail.
Yeah, it's just like the metaverse. Well, finally, on November 18th, 1905, approximately 2 years after the crime was committed, all 4 men are hanged to death.
To death.
And that is the story of the unluckiest Lucky Diamond robbery and the murder of Jack Welch, which happened in Humboldt County, Nevada.
Yeah. Is it possible that it was a suitcase filled with cubic zirconium and not diamonds? Yeah. Because they drank them all away in one weekend when beer cost like a penny.
Right. That's true. Oh, my. Well, so we were texting each other over the holidays, and you mentioned to me that you went home for Philadelphia. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You went home to Philadelphia for Christmas. Can you tell me a little bit about how that went down?
Well, it was the first time I've been home in about 2 years. And
because of COVID, you didn't want to go home because you were afraid that you or your family would catch COVID.
Right. So I get in there just in time for the new Omicron to start gorilla dicking the entire population. Just sweeping through the house. Everybody's coming in. The house is way too crowded for all of us. I mean, it was like it turned it into a charnel house. Just dead bodies everywhere. No, we ended up all getting COVID.
Were you patient zero? Who brought the COVID, or did you all bring the COVID?
The weirdest thing is who didn't get it. You know, like only some of us got it. My brother got severely ill from it. He's cool now, but he had to go to the hospital and everything, and he was vaccinated. I was boosted. I got it. It was just like the weirdest thing is, I just had like diarrhea for weeks, but I had a horrible headache. But yeah, the diarrhea.
Wow.
It could have also been that I was just like eating so much ice cream, but
that does it every time. I love ice cream, and every time I eat it now as an adult, it's just like a trip on the freaking poopy tilt-a-whirl. It's terrible.
I can't stop myself from eating cookie dough ice cream. You're just like literally just poisoning yourself.
Yeah. No. So you all got COVID. Like, did your parents get COVID too?
My parents didn't get COVID. No. It was
like, because they don't kiss or hug us. There's no
we were the
affection.
same. Like, we shared like 10-foot room spaces together. It's wild that they didn't get it. I mean, it's possible they were like asymptomatic. That's another thing. None of the tests worked. We had all these rapid tests.
The in-home tests.
Yeah, we had the rapid tests. Maybe I was doing it wrong. You're supposed to put them in your anus. Is that where you swab it?
You know what's really blowing my mind right now is you're talking about how persistent diarrhea was like your only COVID symptom. And I'm like, first of all, I must have COVID every other week.
I am COVID.
And B, remember how people used to talk so much shit on the toilet paper hoarders when COVID first started? Like, it's a respiratory disease, not salmonella, you asswipes. Stop hoarding the asswipes.
Well, one third of people just have like severe gastrointestinal issues that stick around for weeks and sometimes months after. You know, everybody got sick. It sucks. I was home for like 11 days and planning to go out. We did go out a couple times just to make sure we spread this disease. No, that's where
we don't give a fuck about anybody type of thing. Yeah.
No. We didn't. This all became apparent when it was time to go home. Like right by the time we got home, like my brother was like, I don't feel well. I mean, my sister and her husband had to take the PCR, PP, whatever, the legit test that you need to be certified to fly back to Europe. So they took that. They all passed it. So my brother had like 4 negative tests before he was like, well, I have 100% have COVID. I'm so severely ill. So there was a lot of people getting false negatives, but I don't know. I guess the Omicron protein evaded the test. It was very likely to evade the test, the protein.
The Omicron protein was my favorite Transformers episode as a kid. I think it's on Netflix right now. So, besides getting COVID, did you do anything else in Philadelphia worth noting?
I mean, the house, it's just not big enough for everyone to come back to. It's like 90 degrees and somehow freezing at the same time. There's just always a draft going up your pant leg no matter where you're standing in this house. And everyone's just bumping shoulders. Like you're taking a shower and the water's instantly up to your knee in the bathtub. You don't know why. It's been like that for 10 years.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's stressful. And then
probably on top like 6 brothers jerking off for a combined like 35 years of adolescence. Like clogging the showers.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. No, just
like backdraft. I'm like, you check that door for heat. Check that door for heat. And then you open it up and it's like...
Did you go down to the basement and pop open the freezer where your dad keeps all the dead cats?
No, I did go down there and drink a million Budweisers, but that's where we all kind of hang out down there. It's like the one space.
Wonder how you all got COVID, hanging out in the cat sickle basement together, drinking Bud.
Yeah, I mean, so COVID's terrible, and I believe it's just, I don't know, what's the next variant? So we just wear adult diapers and get through it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like at some point, instead of Greek letters, which most people have never heard and frankly sound fairly harmless. They're going to have to like go with
just put a prolapsed anus on the
it's amazing.
On a billboard.
Yeah,
You're next.
A prolapsed anus could basically is an effective visual stand-in for any frightening health problem. Like if you don't have a picture of the lupus or what have you, just sub in a prolapsed anus and you'll get your point across.
Yeah. Like you're next.
Oh my God. All right. Hey, well, that seems like as good a place to quit as any.
Yeah.
We are your prolapsed anus show of record. Thanks for being here. For Niall Madden, I'm Zevon Odelberg, and this has been Kinda Murdery.
Ta-ta.
Kinda Murdery, The Emerald Triangle is created, researched, edited, produced, and hosted by Zevon Odelberg, with opening theme by Niall Madden and art by the Gin of Lang. Available now on all podcasting platforms. If you like the show, please subscribe, review, and tell your friends. You can find us on social media at Kinda Murdery or email at kindamurdery@gmail.com.